Hi, my name is Mary Phelan, and this is my MPR Fundamental Reflections 1 assignment. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into the first question I'll be answering, and that is, what knowledge do you bring to this course so far? So I kind of wrote down a few things based off of what I think applies to this course is PR builds mutually beneficial relationships. Have that ingrained in my head from all of my courses. It facilitates two-way communication. I've also seen that a lot in the book that we're reading. Ethics and principles in PR are always a top priority, and they're never missed under any circumstances. Stakeholders, I've learned a lot about internal and external stakeholders and how they can help with a campaign. And so that sums up my answers for question 1. For question 2, what new concepts have I learned thus far? So starting off with marketing public relations, I've never really seen the two put together as one. So this is all kind of new to me, but I'm very interested in it. And so starting off with just the definition, and that's from the marketing mix, MPR doesn't supersede PR, but is used for marketing purposes. And that was in chapter 1, page 5 of our textbook. Which I thought that was really interesting because even though they go together, they don't like overlap each other. They more work in unison. Something else that I did not already know is that MPR efforts have the lowest cost of deployment and that one of the highest degrees of credibility, and it's extremely underused, which I thought was kind of fascinating, especially in PR because we're not always based off of paid media. A lot of it's earned media, so I was really surprised to see that. And then for the third question, are there any concepts that I am struggling with? There's not really anything that I'm struggling with right now. I think the information I'm able to grasp it fairly easily. One thing I guess I'm a little switched up on is intermediaries, which is an organization or individuals that pass a message about a product from a firm to a consumer, but it's not to be confused with a marketing intermediary, which is product distribution channels. So I'm assuming that it's just kind of like a middleman. I'm not quite sure though. I am a little confused about that. And then that answers that question 3. And for question 4, both the textbook and course lecture and practice materials provide real-world MPR examples. What others should we consider? I did find this one example that I thought was kind of interesting, and it's from Zabanga Marketing, and it's an article about marketing public relations MPR functions. And it gives a bunch of reasons as to why we should use MPR. One of the ones that I thought was most interesting is building brand to customer bonds, and the example that they use was the Pillsbury Bake Off has led to strong brand loyalty among Pillsbury customers who compete by submitting baked goods, and then the winner won like a $1 million prize. I thought that was kind of interesting, and it sounds like something that we would learn about. Something else that I thought was kind of cool was this brand called Rockport, which was just another shoe company like in the 80s. And then they were convinced by like a PR agency to promote the concept of fitness walking through a series of like MPR initiatives, and now they're known as the Walking Shoe Company. So, and then they also saw a 10-fold increase in sales. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And that pretty much wraps up my reflection. Thank you.